Hi all, welcome to Supercoders. So in this tutorial, we are going to work with our manage warehouse page. So basically I can list my warehouse page. I can edit the warehouse page and I can view all my warehouse data. I can work with rake and cell. I can see the view rake and cell data. I can add a new rake and cell using the dynamic form. And also I can edit the rake and cell which we created earlier. So all this thing I'm going to do in this tutorial. So let's get a start and let's work on this tutorial. And also if you are new to channel, please subscribe our channel and please like the video. And if you have any question, please do comment. Now let's get started. So first coming back to my warehouse. So click on warehouse, then manage warehouse. And here it is /warehouse. Let's change this link. So coming to the database, I'm searching the manage warehouse. For finding manage warehouse and change this to /manage plus warehouse. That's it. Coming back to my project, refresh page, click on warehouse, manage warehouse, and now link is updated. After that, let's do one more thing. So every time when we see there is no page found, we can see 404 page not found. In this, we can see this page. So let's do one more thing. Let's improve this page. Instead of showing this page, we can see we can show a simple error page with 404 message. So for that, what you do, just come back to VS Code, open your front end project, then coming to the SRC, then coming to the page and creating a new page. So error page.js, or you can say error 404 page.js. Enter. After that, what I can do, I can simply say const error 404 page, and here simply returning done box after that adding our title h1 404 error, then h2 page not found. Let's export it. Export default error 404 page. After that, let's import this box. So import box from material UI or box. Also adding here box text or sx text align center, and also adding margin top 100 pixel. Now save this component and let's render this in our error page. So for that, come to your app.js file and here in the element, just add error element, and here what I can do, just copying the same thing, complete layout file, copy it, paste it, and here what I can do, I'm just gonna passing my child page. So if you remember in the layout file, if I come to the layout file, let's show it. If I come to the layout file, here if you see, you can just find outlet. So outlet will render the exact page which we are going to access from the routing page. And here if you see, I added a condition, child page and child page. If child page exists, so the child page. If not exists, so the outlet page. So outlet is the page which is coming from the routing page. This one which render in the outlet file. But here I can't pass the outlet file. So here what I can do, I can simply pass my child page and pass our error 404 page. Pass it. And after that, if you see this layout file, I'm taking the child page as a parameter of this file. So if child page exists, like this is not required file or this is not required parameters. If we can pass child page, I can enter the child page. If we didn't pass the child page, we can enter our outing page. That's it. After that, save this file and back to Chrome. And if I check, okay, it's some error here. I think this should be import box from MUI material. Save it, refresh page, and here we go. You can see our 404 page not found error. If I come to the home page and if I click again, warehouse, manage warehouse, so you can see if there is no page, we can see a simple message 404 error, page not found. That is working perfect. After that, let's work on our manage warehouse page. So for this, first we need to create an API for managing the warehouse. So come to VS Code and creating a new API. Let's close this front end page, close this, and let's work on our front end or back end. So close it, open back end, open project, then open the products inventory service. We have our warehouse in the inventory service. If you see the model, it has inventory log, inventory table, rack and sale, floor, and warehouse. So we have to work with our warehouse. So what I can do, come to inventory service, create a new folder controller, and here I'm gonna create warehouse controller.py. After that, we need to create a class for the getting all the warehouse list. So for that, what I can do, just come to my product service and just copying the previous API which we created. So come to the category controller, just use product controller. Here is the list API. Just copy this common list API, paste it here. After that, we need to create a serializer also. So what I can do, class warehouse serializer, serializers.model serializer. After that, class meta warehouse. Let's import this warehouse, import it, select the path, inventory service, import it, then import the REST framework. After that, import the generic. So from REST framework, import generic, then change this product serializer to warehouse serializer. Also, here change this to warehouse list view. After that, import JWT authentication. So here from REST framework, permission authenticated. From REST framework, import JWT authentication. After that, import the custom permission. So import it, create the path also. After that, here change this product to warehouse. That's it. After that, here import this common list API is imported. Change this to warehouse realizer. And after that, I think all the thing is okay. Save it and let's check it's working or not. So before that, let's register this in our urls.py. So creating a new file, inventory service, urls.py, and here what I can do, URL patterns path, and what I can say slash, or you can say warehouse, inventory warehouse, and we import this warehouse list view, import it, warehouse list. Let's import all these things. So from Django URL import path from e-commerce inventory, it's from dot controller dot warehouse controller import warehouse list view. Now save it let's register this in our project level urls.py. So coming to the project level e-commerce inventory urls.py and add it here. So just copy this previous line, change this to inventory, and here inventory services dot urls. You can see the app name inventory services dot urls, which is the file name. Save it. Let's check the warehouse list is working or not. So come back to Postman, closing my all the other API, close Alt tab, don't save. Then try to login. Login. Okay, check into VS Code. If I see my terminal, here it is showing some error. You see, patterns. Save it. Now it's running. If I hit it again, login, and here we go. Have been successful. Let's try to access the warehouse list. Just copy this route and changing with our slash inventory slash inventory, then slash where. Copy it, paste it, try to send, and here we go. You can get our warehouse list. Right now we have only one warehouse which I created earlier. You can see it's showing the warehouse list. And what I can do right now, after that, we can do one more thing. Let's change this to domain user ID and add it by user ID. So for that, what I can do, just close it, and here do a simple thing. Edit by user underscore ID equal to serializer method, then domain user ID. Get the method. Let's create this method. Add by user ID, and here simply copying the previous code. Category controller. Just use the same syntax. Change this to added by user. Then here add by user ID, add by user underscore ID dot ID. Copy it, paste it here also. After that, return the domain user ID. So just copy it, paste it, get domain user underscore ID. Copy the domain user ID, paste it, save it. If I try to hit API again, we can send, and we can get our warehouse domain user ID and added by user ID. After that, let's do one more thing. Change the warehouse manager data also. So warehouse manager equal to say the method. Remove this ID. Get warehouse manager and simply turn it. Save it, send it, and here we can get the warehouse manager super coders. That is also perfect. After that, we need to return the rec and step data also here. Right now we don't return any rec and step data. So let's return it. Rec, step, floor equal to serializer dot serializer at build. After that, simply return this rec and step and floor. So if you see the model in the inventory service, the rec and step flow comes under the warehouse. Like each warehouse has multiple rec and shelves. So that's why I am returning the rec and shelf as a list in the warehouse control. So here, but before returning the rec and shelf, we need to create a serializer for rec and shelf also. So what I can do, class rec shelf flow serializer, model serializer, then class meta, meta, and here simply done model rect steps and flow. Let's import it. Model fill all, save it. After that, let's render this in our this serializer. So define get rect step flow, and we can say query set rect step flow objects dot filter where of id equal to object dot id. That is perfect. Then we can simply convert this data to our serializer. Now save it and let's check. Back to Postman. Click on send. There is some error. Let's check. Okay. There is small mistake, small s. Save it. Back to Postman. Click on send. If I check this time, I can get the warehouse and I can get the rec and self and flow data. You can see rec and self flow in the array. So we can get all the rec, self and flow that is working right now. And also we can do one more thing. While returning the data, we can return the warehouse name, domain user ID name, and added by user ID. That we can do it or parse it, you can say. So what I can do, just copy the same thing, paste it here, and here to see warehouse ID. So warehouse ID. After that, return all this thing, added by user ID, then domain user ID, return it, then warehouse ID, return the warehouse, save it, back to Postman, click on send again, and here we go. You can see the add by user ID, domain user ID, warehouse ID with the actual warehouse ID with name, and it's working perfect. So I can return the warehouse data and the rec and self flow data. The same approach we created earlier in the category API. In the category API, if you remember, I return all the category and also return the child category. Same way, here I implement the warehouse and return the rec and self data and return the rec and self data. Now after that, our API is created for the manage categories, for the manage warehouse. After that, what I can do, I'm gonna create one more route to update our API for warehouse status. So like we can say, I can update the warehouse status. So class update, or you can say, let's update warehouse view, or instead of writing this way, just do a simple approach, copy the previous code which we created in last tutorial. If I come to the product controller, here is our API for update. If you see, this is the API for update. Just copy this code, copy the same code, paste it here, change this to update warehouse view, change this to warehouse serializer. After that, change to warehouse domain user ID. Then here change this to self.pk. We don't need product ID. We need only pk for ID. That's it. And we're gonna save it. Save this file. Let's register this in our URLs.py. So copy it. Inventory service. Copy the new URL. Warehouse. And pass in the, you can say, toggle warehouse. And passing our ID, which is pk. Changing the class name. Importing the class name. Update warehouse. Now save it. So if I try to use this API, copy it, and let's change this, save this API also. So save as, creating a new folder again. Inventory services. get warehouse list API. After that, let's try to update the data. So just copy this API, changing the path to inventory, less toggle warehouse, and passing the warehouse ID. So our ID is like 1. So copy the 1 and paste it 1 and changing the status. So here if you see the status, let me scroll down. Status is active, copy it. Try to deactivate it, make it inactive. Let's go doing this and try to send it. Try to send it. And if I check the status, I think it's updated. You can see it's showing inactive. If I check here, it's inactive. Again, try to activate it. So click on send. That's it. It is working right now. Now after that, let's work on other things. After that, save the API also. So save as update warehouse status. Save it. Now let's come back to VS Code and close all this API. So our API has been done. Close it. Coming to the project, coming to the front end and open SRC. And let's start working on the front end application. So in pages and create a new folder, warehouse. After that, creating a new file. So here just do what? I'm just gonna copy my manage product, copy this component and pasting in the warehouse. So paste it, change this name, file rename, manage warehouse.js, enter. After that, let's link this to our app.js file. So app.js file, let's copy the same route, change this to warehouse, comma, and here manage warehouse. Let's copy it and change this name of this function, manage warehouse, and export it, manage warehouse. Save it. Let's try to import it. So again, manage warehouse. Now save it back to Chrome. Refresh page. Okay. Here, what I can do is asking for manage review. So here I don't need manage question. Remove that. I don't need manage review. Remove that. Scroll up. Let's remove this import. Save it back to Chrome. Refresh page. And here we go. Our page is working, but it is exactly fetching the right now our product data, but I'm going to change the API. So let's change it also. Now after that, let's change the URL. So coming to the VS Code, and here if I see like here the fetching function, it is fetching get products. Change this to get warehouse. Copy the function name, and also if I scroll up, get product, change to get warehouse. Change this API route. So come to Postman, copy the routing, inventory warehouse. Copy it, paste it, save it, back to Chrome, refresh page. I can see my warehouse. You can see added by user ID, domain user ID, warehouse manager, rec itself showing as an object. Then I fix it. Then warehouse name, address, city, state, everything is showing perfect. We are showing questions and review, which is not required. So remove it. So scroll down. We don't need questions and review. After that, we don't have image, so remove that also. Or I can add one more condition. If it is rate, set, and floor, like you can see, we have rate, set, and floor. So what I can do using this key, I'm gonna render a custom button. So just copy it, paste it here, and here in the key, we are also changing the header name. Rate, spell, and floor. Save it, and here what I can show a button. Like we can show two buttons. One is for add a new vacant cell, and one is for view the vacant cell. So remove this icon button, and here what I can show icon button, then view compact icon, color primary, and here second icon is for adding a new vacant cell. So add outline. Now save it to Chrome. And you can see this time it is showing the view and add icon. Adding the margin a little bit. So 22. Now it's perfect. After that, here add outline. Let's check that card outline. How it looks. It is not looking so good. So just searching the icons, MUI icons, searching the icons. We use view, and let's use this grid view grid. Or let's use this grid view rounded. So grid view outline rounded. Let's try it again. Grid view outline. Saved it. Back to Chrome. Back to project. You can see this time it is showing the view icon and the add icon. That is perfect. After that, we're going to change with additional details. So for additional details, again, scroll down. Here we have JSON data, like for additional details and everything. So for additional data, I'm going to enter my JSON data. So I can do what? Just copy this thing, copy it, and here else if equal to additional details, just post this JSON data, just copy it, paste it, additional details, we are also change it, additional details. So that we need to show our field name. So field will be dot additional details, and here title will to show. So title will be additional details. Additional details, or just add only additional. So that Save this file back to Chrome. Refresh page is showing object string. Let's check the key name. If I check the key name for additional details, this one, just copy it. So it will be additional details. Save it back to Chrome. And this time if I check refresh page, I think there is some error. Let's check console refresh page. But still it is not showing. Let's do one more thing. Here, remove this thing first. I don't need this data. So remove it, save it. Okay, here is this one. I try to return it, not push it. That is this one. Just change it to columns dot push. I just copy the previous code. That's it is not showing this as earlier. Save it back to Chrome. Now I can see it is looking perfect, and I can see the button also. View additional details. And if I try to click it, it is working because it is coming from the previous code which we already had for showing the JSON data in the model. Now after that, other thing is perfect. We don't need this delete, so remove it. Move the delete icon, remove it. I remove the delete button. Let's work on this linking this button of add and edit. Let's remove this function first. The data is not here. Remove it. For add click, we need to redirect to form warehouse. For edit, we need to warehouse the ID. Now save it back to Chrome. Refresh page, and you can see here if I click on add, this page, come to dashboard, come to warehouse, click on manage warehouse, click on add. I can navigate to the add warehouse. Again, coming back to manage warehouse, click on edit. I can try to read the warehouse. You can see the data is already filled, and I can edit this detail. So come back to manage warehouse again, and let's change this title first. So back to this code, and here finding the products. So if I see, it will be manage warehouse and manage warehouse. If I try to find again where product, I think we don't have product images. So let's leave this now because I'm going to use it for different thing. JSON data is here. We don't have HTML data, so remove it. HTML data. We don't have questions and answers and reviews. So remove this also. After that, here I'm using this sidebar or right side item for showing the rack and shelf items. So let's leave this for also now. Now after that, I need this for showing other items like I can show for the add rack and shelf and view rack and shelf. So here changing this from 3 to 4, changing this from 4 to 5, and let's copy this thing, paste it again. This time I'm changing it to show, add, rack and shelf, and change this to show, view rack and shelf. Here changing title, add, rack, shelf and floor. Remove this image section. After that, remove this here. Here change this to rack self and low list. After that, all the thing is perfect. Let's register these things. Let's register these things. Just copy it and also copy this. Scroll up. Here, HTML data is not required. Move it. Remove it. We don't need selected images. We don't need selected image. We need some different things. To remove this thing also. Here, show review. Change this to so add second cell and so view second cell. Let's copy it. Paste it. Copy it. Paste it. After that, we don't need selected for adding. Instead of that, we need selected rec and self ID for edit. Rec self ID. Rec self ID. Now after that, let's see. Let's scroll down. There's error here. We have to change it to so add rec and self. So view rec and self. In that case, in this case, I want to scroll to the div. Now save it. If I scroll up, we don't need open HTML. Close it. Now save it and let's check it's working or not. So before that, we need to add an event for navigating to the add rec and self and view rec and self. So for this, what I can do on click so set so view rec and self true set so add rec and self false. Just copy the same thing, copy it completely, paste it here. This changing it to false, change this to true. Now save it and let's check it's working or not. Back to home, refresh page. If I try to click on view, it is showing in the below just because I didn't add it here. So add rec and self or so view rec and self. If this condition satisfied, you can show it. Change this to 7 in SN because I take it 5 for adding. Also change it to 4 here because I change it to 8 here because I take 4 for the showing. Just copy this thing, condition, and paste it here. After that, remove these row images. Here you see these row images. Remove it. 5.8 row images. Okay, here it is. Able to change to 8. So add second cell. 8. So view the cancel. Save it. And is there any error? Let's check it. Here it should be. So add cancel or so view cancel. Save it. Back to Chrome. Refresh page. If I try to click on view, I can see the sidebar. If I click on add, I can see the sidebar. So that is working fine. If I close it, again click it, it's fine. And if I check here, I didn't add the column for status. So what I can do, just copy it again, paste it, use status. And in the status, earlier I saw a button, but this time I'm gonna use some different things. I'm gonna use my switch button. So use switch status, status, And here this time I'm gonna use switch. So params dot row dot status. If this is true, I'm gonna show my switch button. So switch it true as false on click toggle status passing the ID params dot row dot ID and passing the status inactive. Just copy the same thing and pass it here. This time make it active. Let's create this method. So copy this const toggle status and here simply update the API. So it should be all API and let's check the API URL date inventory warehouse toggle warehouse then passing the ID batch method and status. Save it back to Chrome and if I check this time I can see a status button. You can see it's active. If I click on it, let's check. Let's check. Open console. Try to hit the API. Click off. There is some error. Okay. Check the project, the backend, the e-commerce inventory services in URLs. It's toggle warehouse. Check it toggle warehouse. Save it. After that, close this file. Check it again. If I click again, okay, it should be not data. It should be 40. Save it. Params dot row dot status. It is okay. It's active. Then show the active button. Then show the inactive button. Save it. Now if I check and see clear it, check it again. Okay, and here we go. It's working fine. So I think there is some cache issue, which is working fine right now. Okay, active, inactive. It's working fine. Now let's work on the take and set card. So back to VS Code, getting a new card. So in the project, rec and self card.js. After that, let's create a function or component. So const rec and self card, then taking the data to the parameter and simply render our component. Also, it's put default rec and self card. And here, what I can do, I'm going to create a simple card for showing the rec and self item. So for creating the card, there is some session showing by Copilot. You can see it is showing the deep class card body. Everything is showing perfect, I think, but I don't want to use this thing. Instead of that, let's use ChatGPT to create a beautiful card. So just do what? Here I'm just copying this data, copy the one item of rec and self, come to Chrome, open ChatGPT, and asking him to create a beautiful card for showing this data. So pasting this data, create a beautiful card UI in React for showing this item. MUI component inject was going this item. Now let's check what it's gonna do. It gives a card to do what? Just copy this card, paste it here, change the item card to a rec and save card. Copy it, paste it, and here we are gonna pass as an item. So save it, come to manage warehouse, and after selecting, or you can say after clicking on the view, I'm going to show this item. So for that, what I can do, uh, let's get one more step. So const selected rec and spell list, then set list, just set it. So on click of the view rec and cell, this one view, and to set it params dot row dot rec, which is the key name. It should be excel flow. Just set it. After that, scroll down, and here in the show view rec and cell, I'm gonna show my item. So selected rec and cell list dot map item index, then enter my rec and cell card. So rec cell card index item equal to item. Now save it back to Chrome. Can't resolve. Okay. So in the latest style of MUI, can't use MUI style. So here what I can do, I just copy this thing, try to use latest approach, style from MUI system. Now it is using the latest approach. So in the latest approach, we need to use from the style, and we can say it is coming from the system. So now it is creating the card again. Just repeat again. Back to VS Code. Paste it. Change this to rec and save card again. Rec and save card. Repeat. Paste it. Save it. Back to Chrome. Refresh page. This time if I click on view, I can see the card. You can see it is showing me rec and save items. You can see it is showing some animation effect. Also it is showing the ID added by warehouse ID, created at, updated at. But instead of making as a two column, let's make it one because it's not looking so good. So what I can do, I can just move this, save it. Now it is perfect. It might be 12. Save it. Now it is perfect. You can see the details. It is looking much better than previous one. But also we can do like showing the titles as a bold. So here first adding a divider. Save it. Now make this SX and B 2. And after that, let's make this as a bold. So just copy it, cut it, paste it here, paste it here, paste it here, paste it here, here also, here also. Next, we need to close this all tags or titles. So close it, close it, close it, close it also here, here, and here. Save it. Now it is looking perfect. ID is in bold, all the details are in bold, and other things are not in bold. Next, we need to show these additional details look much better. So what I can do here, adding a box. Let's add a box, box, box. Now after that, here box component equal to field set, and here I'm gonna add a legend. So box, get adding the component legend, additional details. Save it, back to Chrome, and if I check, I can see the additional details is showing here. Also, let's make some more enhancement on this additional details. So for this, I am adding here border color to gray dot 500. For that, adding padding. So padding 1, border 1, and border radius 2. Save it. After that, also here adding variant, variant H6, then gutter button. Save it, back to Chrome. Now you can see it's looking much better than previous one. You can see the additional it is with borders and everything. It is looking much better. After that, we can add a edit icon here. So for that, what I can do here, just add a box, close this box here, display flex, and uh, justify content space between. Let's add a uh, icon button, edit, outline, let's add the color primary, primary, and you can take a event on edit click. So I can say on click, I'm gonna call it on edit click and passing the item dot id. Let's copy it onto manage warehouse and take it where it says on edit click, on edit click, or say on edit click, break and sell. Let's copy it, create a method again. So our const id console.log id. Save it, back to Chrome, and if I see, I can see the edit icon. If I click on it, let's open inspect console. If I click on edit, I can see the ID. You can see I can get the ID. After that, do some more enhancement. I'm gonna add warehouse button in the top. So back to case code, and here in the navigate section, add a box, close this box, then adding the display flex, justify content space between, and here adding a button wherein content, and we can say add warehouse and outline. Saved it back to Chrome, and we can see a button add warehouse. After that, let's do one more thing, adding some margin bottom here. Now you can see it's looking some better. Yes, now it's looking better. Manage warehouse, add warehouse. Also here adding margin top 2. Now it is looking perfect. Manage warehouse and add warehouse. On clicking the add warehouse, I can wait it to the add warehouse. If I come again, I can see the rack and cell data. Let's work on this. Let's work on this add rack and cell. So for this, I'm using my dynamic form approach. But for dynamic approach, we need to navigate to the dynamic form page. But here, what I can do, I'm going to use some different approach. So for that, I'm coming back to VS Code. In dynamic form, I am just modifying some code. Right now, if you see, I'm taking form name and also taking ID from the URLs. But I have the different approach. Like if I don't want to pass it from the URL, I want to pass it as a variable. So in that, how we can use it? So what I can do, form name where and ID where, taking from the function parameter, changing this to let, and here if I can say I have form where, I can say form name equal to form where. If I have ID where, I can say ID equal to ID. And also here in the details, add and edit, I'm going to show this only when I don't have ID where. ID where. If there is no ID where, just show this title. Now save it. I'm going to render this component in our manage warehouse. So in the add rack and cell, I can say dynamic form, then form name rack and cell and floor. Now we need to register this in our backend in the dynamic. So what I can do in the backend project, in the project level, in the helper, we need to add our rack and cell here. So I can add rack, cell, floor, inventory services, rack, cell, floor. Let's check the model name. Inventory services. It should be rack, cell, and floor. So inventory services, rack, cell, and floor. Copy this form name, save it, then come to manage warehouse, pass the form name. Now save it. Okay, it's a form name where, save it, paste page, and click on add. Let me check again. What is dynamic form? Dynamic. I think I used a wrong component name. It should be dynamic form, which is coming from the this component, not from. If I check, I take it from the icons. That is wrong. Move it. It should be come from our component. Try it again. Dynamic form, this one. So here if you see these two types of dynamic form component. One is for icon and one is exactly our form. Use the second one, save it, back to Chrome, refresh page, and this time if I check, click on add, I can see our dynamic form. You can see it's rendered perfectly and render our form. After that, it is showing our add rack and self and floor, which is not required. So what I can do here in dynamic form, I can use this firmware instead of IDware, because IDware is firmware will always come. Save it, and if I check, you can see it's working fine. I can see the IDware. I click on ID, and here you can see it's showing the warehouse ID as a number. So for that, we need to change the key. So come to models, and if you remember last time, we need to add a key for showing the value. So define default key return name. What I'm gonna use it again. So if I check the product service, the models should be default key. So here should be default key. Save it, refresh page. Again try to click plus. This time I can see the warehouse name. Click on next. General information to add the warehouse details. Test 3, and also have to add one more logic here. If you remember, if I click on save button on this page, I can navigate to the manage page. That's what I want to do. Instead of this, I want to add my custom logic to not navigate. So what I can do here in the manage dynamic form, I'm passing one more parameter on save event. So after saving the data, here if you see, after saving the data, I can navigate. So if I can see, if I have on save event, I can call the on save event. Else I can navigate. Let's copy this on save event. Come to your manage warehouse, and here on save, I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna fetch it, get warehouse again. So const on save event, set to add rec and self false, get warehouse. That's it. Save it. Back to Chrome. Refresh page. Again try to add new data. Select the warehouse. Click on next. Text x1, text x2, text x3, text floor. Next, text 1, text 2. Submit it. And you can see our data has been saved. And if I check rec self and floor view, uh, I can't see the rec self and floor data. If you see here, I'm seeing the data but not showing the rec self and floor. If I come to VS Code, rec self and part, it's showing all the data but not showing the our rec self and floor. So what I can do, rec self floor, save it. If I check, I can see the rec self and floor data also. And the latest data which I had, x2, x3, I'm showing it here. So that is fine, I think that is working right now. After that, let's work on one more thing, which is edit. So on click on edit, I'm gonna show the dynamic form again in the edit form. That's why I added the key here. If you remember last time, I added a key which is set selected vacancy ID. So just copy this and on edit click of rake and cell state. So add rake and cell true, and here set uh, selected rake and cell ID. That's it. And on save event, and again I'm gonna make it a sync so that on adding change this state selected rake and cell ID null, save it, back to uh, Chrome, refresh page, click on add. That is fine. In edit condition, if I click on view, if I try to edit this data, you can see it is open, but it is not looking so good. So here edit click, and to first hide the so set so view rake and cell, make this false. Now save it, and let's check again. If I click on view item, click on this rake and cell edit, I can see this data, but there is no data showing in edit form because I didn't pass the edit where, or you can say ID where. So we need to pass our ID where here, ID where rake and cell selected rake and cell ID. Save it. Now refresh page and try it again. Click on view, click on edit. You can see I can get the value. You see it's working fine. Let's change this message to edit. In edit case, oh here selected rake and cell ID. It is just make this edit default, make it add, save it. Now you can see it's showing edit. I click on plus, I click on plus. Need to change this message to, so for adding plus we need to again change this selected edit to null. So add rake and cell. Let me check. So add rake and cell. So I'm clicking the add, and to again change this ID. So set selected rake and cell null. In the add condition, save it, refresh page. If I click on add, I can see the add data. If I click on view, I can see the view data. If I click on edit, I can see the edit form. If I click on add, I can see the add form. But here is one issue. If I click on add, I can see the previous data. So we need to fix it. So for that, what I can do is come to VS Code, and in dynamic form, we need to do some changes. So what I can do in dynamic form, when there is changes on data, then we need to first resetting my methods dot reset. After that, set steps, changing the set step items. Then again fetching the form, and that's it. I think this is gonna work. So save it, back to Chrome, test page. First click on view, click on this edit, and you can see this is the value showing. I click on add. Let's see the value gone for additional details, but it's not going for general information. So I have to fix this issue also. So for that, I have to fix my text component. So what I can do, just come to my VS Code, Coming to my text component, step text component, and here I have to do some changes. First, we need to use a state instead of using this way. So set text, let's copy it, set text field, and use a state. Import a use state, import effect use state from React. After that, use effect, and here if we see any changes on the data dot text. So what happens if you pass ID? The value comes in default. If we didn't pass any ID, we can get the default value null. So here on changing this data, what I can do, set text field text, and also const default values equal to form config dot data dot text dot reduce, and here I can say field dot name default value, then return the data. To that result, let's import reset here. So reset default values. So here I just reduce the array of items and changing the value from default previous value to default value on changing this data, and after that inserting the default values. So save it, back to Chrome. This time I check, it says page. First click on view, click on edit. I can see the data. If I click on add, I can see the value has been gone. You can see it's working fine. That's it, working fine. So after that, I have covered all the things. So after that, I have covered all the things like add, edit. Just try to edit the data also. It is working or not. So click on next one and edit. Stop it. Paste it. Paste it. Paste it. Next. Submit. And if I check view, I can see the data has been edited. So that is working fine after that. Now we need to work one more last thing in our project. If you see the date and time in the created date, updated date, it is not looking so good. Whether it is for the managed product, whether it's for managed warehouse product, the date is not looking so good. So we need to customize this date. But we need to do a different approach. Instead of doing manually from the each component or each method in the API, I'm going to create a decorator and use the decorator to all these my serializer. So for that, I'm just going to VS Code, close all the file, close all, coming to my helper method and creating a decorator. So here, what I can say, define, create, uh, create cars created at updated at CLS, then CLS dot formatted created underscore at created underscore at equal to serializer. Let's import serializer. So from this framework, import serializers, then serializers dot serializer method build. Same way, copying this same thing, this time for updated underscore at, and here define date formatted date, return created underscore add date dot format time, and format this into DTH. Remove this, change this to D. So it's in like a day, month, then year format. After that, showing the hours, and a minute. I don't want to show the second. So remove it. Copy it, paste it, and this time change this to get formatted updated underscore add. Updated underscore add. After that, add the red wraps by using decorator. Then original to representation, and here define to representation cell object. Also, we need to create this original to representation. So for that, original to representation equal to CLS to presentation. After that, here to work on this, so representation, let's copy this representation equal to original to presentation, self and objects. After that, representation created underscore at equal to self dot get formatted created at, then same way updated underscore at get formatted updated at. Copy this method, paste it. After that, let's simply return presentation. So return the presentation, and CLS to presentation to representation. Then after that, we need to return the CLS. So return CLS. Now save it, and we need to implement this method everywhere. Also here I have to add CLS dot get formatted at equal to get formatted CLS dot get formatted updated at to updated at. Save it. Let's use this as a decorator everywhere. So coming to the controller, first in the inventory service, or just first come to the warehouse inventory services and do it here. Add the rate. Let's import it. Also it here. Now save it. Back to Chrome. Refresh page. Coming to the warehouse. Manage warehouse. I can see the date here. It's in formatted format. You can see 26 July 2024. Here remove this one. Save it. Yes, page. I can see the date in formatted form. You can see, but let's now after that let's check for the products also. So click on products. Let's add it also here. So come back to the product service. Come to the controller, category controller. Add it here. Let's import it. Also add in the product controller. Import it. Import it also here. Import it also here. Now save it. Back to Chrome. Refresh page. I can see the date. I think I can see the date. It's formatted. If I click on questions, I can see the date in the formatted. If I click on reviews, I can see the date in formatted form. So that is working fine. And if I check my recurrent self card, here we are going to update. So remove this thing because we already formatted the data. Remove it. We'll remove this here. Now save it. Back to Chrome. Back to Chrome. Back to project. Refresh page. I check manage warehouse. Click on view and cell. I can see our data. You can see data date. That is working fine. So in that way, we can implement a simple logic to get all the details here, and that is working fine. So I have done all the things in this tutorial for managing warehouse, adding warehouse, listing warehouse, adding rack and shelf, editing rack and shelf. All the things have been done. I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and please subscribe our channel. And if you have any question, please do comment.